So far, is Qatar Airlines the best airline in the world? Yet to make that decision. This journey was supposed to be simple, but it turned out into one of the craziest experiences I've ever had in the sky. Today I'll be flying with what many people call the world's best airline, Qatar Airways. The plan was to travel from London Heathrow all the way to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, with a stopover in Doha for only 45 minutes. But what should have been a smooth layover and an easy connection quickly spiraled into chaos with delays and complications I never expected from an airline with such a reputation. And here's the twist: halfway through the journey we ended up switching airlines. Not just any airline, but Malaysian Airlines, one of the most controversial carriers in the world. In one trip, I got to experience both Qatar Airways and Malaysia Airlines, and what happened along the way completely surprised me. Today, I'll be sharing the full experience with you, from check-ins to delays, the food on board, the cleanliness of the aircraft, the friendliness of the crews, and finally, which airline came out on top for me. So strap in, because this video will take you on an aviation adventure you don't want to miss. And just a quick introduction: my name is Yad and I'm from the UK, and I'm traveling with my wife who is from Latvia and our 2-year-old daughter on today's trip. Let's get today's adventure started. Also everyone, just before the video starts today guys, we are almost on 100,000 subscribers here on the channel, and it would mean the absolute world to me if you guys subscribe, because once we reach 100,000 subscribers we are going to take a subscriber with us on a trip with us to somewhere around the world on a vlogging trip. So that could be you. So press the subscribe button just before the video starts. Thank you so much. And here we are everyone, we are starting off the journey over in northwest of London, heading over to Heathrow Airport right now, and we're not too far away. It's roughly about a 20-minute drive to get to the airport, and we're very looking forward to it. I've not flown from Terminal 4 in Heathrow for quite some time now. I believe it's the Queen's Terminal. Usually I fly British Airways, but this time it's with Qatar Airways, so we're really going to find out if they are the best airline in the world. And I'm flying as a family this time, so I've got my wife and baby with me, and we are going to see what this journey is going to be like as a family as well. So we'll give you guys a bit of a good perspective of both sides. As we made our way into the airport, something immediately caught my attention. Parked right beside the Qatar Airways plane was an Israeli aircraft, which felt a little strange to see, especially given the rise in tensions recently. But pushing past that thought, it was time to check in, and this is where things started to get a little bit stressful. The staff at the counter told us we wouldn't be allowed to board without an onward ticket. We tried to explain that our plan was to travel overland into Singapore by bus, but she wasn't really having it. The back and forth went on for quite some time until finally their manager stepped in. Little did we know this was just the beginning of what would turn into a very unusual Qatar Airways experience. The return is
when are you leaving Kuala Lumpur?
on 12th of December.
12th of December.
Yeah.
Can I have the flight detail, please?
No, we don't have that booked yet. That is going to get booked after, because we're traveling through KL, but we did the landing card already for Malaysia and we put the details in there already.
Otherwise the system won't allow us to strictly.
I've never had that before. I've been to Kuala Lumpur like 10 times.
The requirement, we are just following the regulatory requirements. If you don't give me, and the system won't allow me.
Yeah, but I don't have it, so how am I supposed to give you?
Where?
We have a visa, we can get the visa there, there's no issue.
But you don't have at the moment, right? Do you have visa?
Yes, when you arrive. Hello.
Hello, sir.
You okay?
I have a 3 customers who are going to Kuala Lumpur, 1 way tickets. And I think they need to return onward in the month.
We've been to Malaysia, and we travel there every year for like 3 months because we travel around, and then we don't book a ticket straight away because sometimes we go to like Vietnam or Indonesia. Yeah, so we don't need to book it right now, and they never have an issue when we arrive because we already have the landing card. No, we travel there. And we get 90 days every time we go there. So, yeah, thank you.
But do you know roughly how many days you're going to be in Malaysia?
Yeah, I've put exactly the date on the arrival card until 12th of December. So we're there for just under 3 months because we're traveling to many different places in the country.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Once the manager came over and actually listened, he approved everything and told his colleague to let us board. But honestly, it was such a frustrating start to the journey. Alright, so we are now checked in, guys. They created a bit of a commotion about it, but then the manager came over and he was really kind and said it makes sense because we're going to be traveling around Malaysia and then we're going to take a bus to Singapore, so that's why we don't have an ongoing ticket. But now we're just going to go through security and yeah, get ready for the flight.
As far as customer service is concerned, she could have been to find out.
Alright everyone, so we've got through the security and all checked in now, and we are just having a quick coffee. I've actually never been to Qatar before, even though I lived in the UAE for quite a few years, so I've heard a lot about the airport. I heard it's quite nice, so I'm looking forward to seeing what that's like. But we're only there for 45 minutes, and I'm also a little bit skeptical if we're going to make the flight, because I don't know if 45 minutes is going to be long enough, but let's see. If all goes to plan and we arrive early or on time, we should just about be okay. And from Doha to Kuala Lumpur, it's another 7.5-hour flight, so altogether it's quite a hefty distance, but I'm glad because I can also show you guys a couple of different variations of the aeroplane. So both of the aircrafts that we'll be going on today will be 777s. So I've heard a lot about the Qatar's planes. I've heard they're really nice and premium, so looking forward to seeing what that's going to be like. And also everyone, I'm super excited about trying this little thing on air today, and you're probably wondering, what is this? So this is basically a transmitter where I'm able to connect my AirPods Max to it, so I can watch the in-flight entertainment all with my AirPods Max. So I'm going to be able to have noise cancellation throughout the whole flight, and it's all with this little bad boy. It's going to work the magic. But I'll tell you a little bit more about that when we go onto the flight.
We've flown with British Airways lately quite a lot, and you know, if one thing British Airways has is extremely polite and kind customer services representatives in the check-in and on board. So I was a little bit taken aback at just how stern and rude the check-in lady at the Qatar Airways was. I mean, she didn't do anything wrong, but she just didn't make the experience very pleasant either. So I think that's definitely something to improve on.
Alright, so we are now heading over to our gate. It's boarding, and hopefully we get there on time. It's about 10-15 minute walk, so let's go. With check-in finally out of the way and coffees completed, we made our way toward the boarding gate. After such a shaky start, all we could do was hope that the flight experience itself would turn things around. Lovely. Thank you. Hiya. Thank you.
Just the boarding process.
Yep, hiya, wait.
Someone's excited.
Hiya, 1 minute. There, yeah? Thank you so much. As we stepped onto the plane, this was my very first look inside a Qatar Airways aircraft. The business class cabin immediately caught my eye. It looked really sleek and inviting. But that excitement honestly quickly faded away as we walked further back. I realized we were actually on one of their older planes. The outdated seat screens gave it straight away. Okay, so we're officially on the plane now, guys, and our seat area is number 29K. J and H, so we're on the right side of the plane. We've got the wing just outside the window. Gonna have a nice view just to give you guys first look or my first impressions of Qatar Airways. So this is the seating area. And I must say that it's definitely really nice and so much space. Yeah, I must say, guys, the leg room is incredible. Like, we have so much space, and we've got our baby that is just gonna sit there. And we've got Dace ready for the flight.
The space, it just feels so nice and airy.
However, I must say the entertainment system looks a little bit outdated. It looks like we are on an older jet because the screens are of the older design. We have the kind of the grey colour. We've got an entertainment system here. Let's see if we can access it. Go for English. And so we've got 6-hour and 14-minute flight to Doha. We've got live TV. We've got some entertainment on there, and we've got kids. Let's see what else we've got. Got the Holy Quran as well, and information about Qatar Airways. Quite intrigued to see what the entertainment they've got. Let's have a look. Oh, nice. So we've got movies, we've got TV shows, and we've got some games on there as well. Let's see what movies they've got. Wow, so they've got a bit of Hollywood, Arabic, and even by language. So let's see what the best of Orcs is. Nice, so we've got Mission Impossible, Karate Kid, loads of John Wick. So if you're a John Wick fan, Qatar Airways has got you covered. We've got some live TV. Okay, we've got some Wi-Fi. So I've basically heard that on Qatar Airways, all the guests get free Wi-Fi because of Starlink. I've never actually had that on an airline, so looking forward to trying out internet speed to see what that's going to be like. And also, what I'm really excited is to be able to use my AirPods Max on this flight because of what I mentioned earlier. This incredible transmitter here from Me Audio. So let's see how it connects. It's super easy. So you've got two options, TX, which is transmitter, and RX as well, and super easy to actually install. So it comes with an adapter as well, so if you're on like an older airplane like this Qatar Airways one, you're able to use that adapter, or if you're on a newer plane, you're able to just use the jack that comes with it. But this Qatar Airways flight requires the adapter. So it's super easy, just put it inside like that, and we switch it on like that, and it will connect. It should connect automatically to my headphones. I just got the notifications in my headphones. It does the Apple sound that is connected, and once the blue light comes on like that, it basically means connected. So now I'll be able to listen and watch some entertainment here directly into my headphones, which is just incredible. Let's give this a go. Let's watch some, let's go for Hollywood. Let's watch some Mission Impossible. It's absolutely insane, guys. I'm able to hear what's on the screen here, right there here, on my headphones. That is just crazy. I'm so blown away because I've been traveling for like years and I've wanted to have something like that before. The Connect Air Pro has honestly changed the game for me when it comes to flying. I can't believe I didn't have this before. It's a small but powerful gadget that adds Bluetooth capability to devices that don't already have it. Just plug it into any 3.5mm jack and it instantly works as either a transmitter or a receiver. In TX mode, transmit, it sends audio wirelessly from your device, for example from the airplane's entertainment system straight to your Bluetooth headphones. In RX mode, which is receive, it does the opposite. It lets you stream audio to a non-Bluetooth speaker or a car stereo. It also comes with 15 hours of battery life, so it easily covers even the longest flights in the world. And since it charges with USB-C, you can top it up on board if you ever need to. If you want to try this out for yourself, check the description box below or the pinned comment to grab your Connect Air Pro today. And trust me, you will not regret it. I'm so impressed by the sound quality and how well it connects. So I've actually not seen one of these tray tables in a long time. It's these old school ones that just flip out like that. So let's see if it's nice and clean.
Oh, bless you.
Looks okay, fairly clean. And it just folds out like that. Standard type of tray table. And it just goes back in like this. And just a reminder, we are on the Boeing 777-300ER. Something that's actually really nice that I love about Qatar Airlines already is that they gave our daughter some kids gifts. What did they give us? Got some toys.
She got a really super cool bag like that, and inside they had a colouring book with some pencils and some warm socks.
Right.
Oh, sweetie, what's inside?
Wow. So this is, how many flights has our daughter been on?
I don't know how many flights, but Qatar is going to be her 16th country, and she's just hit 2.
I think, yeah, that's quite a lot. So this is the first long haul flight. So I'm also a little bit harsh on airlines when I see a little bit of dirt on the seats and things like that. I'm like that with all the airlines. I've been trying to see if there's any dirt or anything here on this plane. I do see something, looks like a little bit of rust. We have some orange speckles there, which needs to be a little bit cleaned. And so they've also got this really old school like controller. These are like super old. I remember traveling like 15-20 years ago with these planes that had these. So I definitely know that this is definitely one of the older planes. Alright, I'm trying to get it back inside, but it's not reclining. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. It's not going in. So it's currently 5:30 p.m. guys, and flight was supposed to leave at 5 p.m. so half an hour delay so far. Hoping that it's going to get off the ground quite soon because our daughter is getting a bit aggy. So the more time we spend on the ground, the more time we spend on the flight. So anyway, hopefully they head off very soon. Okay, so the pilot just gave us an update on why we're still here. He says that we're going to be delayed another 30 minutes, which is going to take the total delay time to 1 hour. And yeah, that's really concerning because we've got our connection in Doha and it's only a 45-minute wait. So I'm not sure how we're going to make that. Yeah, I mean, worst case scenario, they're going to have to put us up into a hotel in Doha. But I'd really rather just get the other flight straight away instead of spending a whole day in Doha and then flying the next day. So we're 50 minutes late and now the airplane is pulling back and ready to go. The lights are being dimmed. And they've got the nice dimming lights just up there. So far, is Qatar Airlines the best airline in the world? Yet to make that decision. I think I can make that decision once I take the second flight as well to see what that plane is like. See if we get a newer plane. So, hour and 15 minutes, guys, and still not gone. So disappointing. I mean, they need to do so much better, whether it's Qatar Airways or Heathrow. Not sure who to believe, to be honest, but it's really frustrating to be almost 2 hours late when we've got a 45-minute layover. So it doesn't look like we're going to make it unless the other flight is delayed, but I guess we'll find out. And what makes it like even more frustrating is that no communication from the pilot except for one announcement telling us we were delayed on the ground. And then now we've just been sat here waiting after being pushed back. Yeah, it's very ridiculous. At least some communication from the pilot and the staff just to give us a heads up. After sitting on the ground for over 2 hours, the plane finally started taxiing toward the runway. As we rolled past, we caught sight of other Qatar Airways flights landing and then a real treat, an old British Airways Concorde. Even after these years, it still looks absolutely stunning, a powerful reminder of just how incredible aviation really is. We are now off the ground and the seatbelt signs came off and then they switched back on again right now. So we're just reaching cruising altitude of, I believe it'll be 39,000 feet today. And yeah, after our baby just had a little bit of a meltdown, she seems to have calmed down. Sometimes flying of children is definitely tough. This is a bit more challenging because we were delayed so long, so she was really good for the 2 hours on the ground. But anyway, hopefully smooth sailing from here, inshallah. Our aircraft for this journey was the Boeing 777-300ER, one of the biggest twin-engine planes in the world. The ER stands for Extended Range, meaning it can handle some of the longest flights across the globe. It's powered by the massive GE90 engines, which are the largest and most powerful jet engines ever put on a commercial aircraft. Qatar Airways uses these planes heavily for their long-haul routes. Okay, so now we're going to do a bit of a loo review, and just before coming in, I'm not sure if they know that I'm filming, but the lady was like, hold on, before you go in I want to clean it, so maybe they know I'm like vlogging, but it's nice of them, at least they're attentive. So they have this really nice mirror here. It's kind of like almost like a makeup mirror. We've got the fancy lights, very clean area here to wash your hands, and we've got some tissue there. We've got some perfume that you can use, which is nice, hand wash, and a shaver if you want to do some shaving while on board, and as you can see, fresh toilet seat. So they basically put all this just before I came, which is actually really nice of them. And yeah, so far we've got another 5.5 hours to go on the flight, and just waiting for the meal service to start. When the meal service began, the first dish they gave our daughter really surprised us. It looked like a Thai red curry, which felt a little strange choice for a 2-year-old, especially since it was spicy. We couldn't understand why they would serve this as a kid's meal. Thankfully, a little later, the crew brought out something else for her instead, which was a thoughtful gesture, and I'll share what that was in just a moment. So I've got some beef, broccoli, and what this looks like egg on the side. And then we've got like a salad there as well. And we have a nice dessert that looks like a tiramisu, which is, you can never go wrong with some tiramisu. And for the main dish, it's quite nice. We have the broccoli, we've got egg, and we have braised beef on the side. And our daughter has got some pasta with some cheese, which looks really, really nice. So I must say, that food was really, really nice. The beef was so soft and succulent, with the broccoli and the side of egg. It's actually very, very tasty. And my daughter had some pasta dish with some feta cheese. That was also really delicious. A little bit salty, because I've also heard that foods that are prepared on airlines are much more higher in salt content and sugar in general, just because when you fly in high altitudes your taste buds change, so they basically accommodate for that. But I think the pasta was a little bit way too salty, but it was very, very tasty, and the desserts were delicious. Tiramisu was really, really nice. Now we've got another about 4 hours left of the flight. I think we're gonna try get some rest, and yeah, see you on the other side. I thought this would be the perfect time to test out the Starlink Wi-Fi on board, and honestly it blew me away. Hands down the best internet I've had on an airplane, and the craziest part is that it was completely free. We've got about an hour and a half left to get to Qatar, and they've delayed our onward flight by 7 hours, and they want to put us on a completely different airline, Malaysian Airlines, which we have categorically tried to avoid at all costs, because we've paid to be on Qatar Airways, because on the application it shows a flight change schedule, which you can just see here on the screen, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. They delayed the flight, and now they're trying to delay us even further. So we're just going to find out what happens when we actually get to Qatar, and yeah, we'll take it from there. It's really, really disappointing. We are about to land now. It's just descending into Qatar, and it's currently 2:15 a.m. so we are about an hour late for our follow-on flight. So we're going to now find out what's going to happen, basically, because we don't know. No one really knows. So hopefully we can get onto another Qatar Airlines flight. So let's see what happens. This is where all the commotion began, and honestly I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Hundreds of us passengers stranded, all because their connection times were far too short. Most of them had just 45 minutes to make their onward flights, and with delays stacking up, many were stuck waiting anywhere from 7 to 10 hours before they could continue their journeys. It's Kuala Lumpur here. Yeah. Alright guys, so we have now made it into the country, and literally everybody is standing around that are to do transfers because of the delay. This is literally one of the most craziest things I've seen for an airline that's supposed to be the best in the world. So a little bit disappointed, but let's see what the deal is. After arriving and seeing all the commotion with so many passengers stranded from those super tight transfer times, we're suddenly told to follow a staff member in a maroon suit. Guys, this guy from the airline is taking us towards the baggage claim right now, and don't know what he's expecting us to do. As you can see, heading into baggage claim. Yeah, super chaotic chaos from an airline that's supposed to be the best in the world, and we booked them for that reason. So yeah, very disappointed, but let's see what the outcome's going to be. He then led us onto the airport train, and with no choice we followed along with all the other passengers who had missed their flights because of the delay. The whole situation was just so frustrating. Qatar Airways could have easily held the connecting flight for another 30 minutes and almost 100 of us would have made it. Instead, they chose not to, leaving all of us stranded for hours to come. We were finally brought to another area, but then told to just wait there for 10 to 15 minutes while they tried to sort things out. At that point, I knew I had to find someone else who could actually make a decision and get this process moving along swiftly. It was already 3 in the morning, and as you can imagine, traveling with a 2-year-old in this situation was anything but easy. So we came across this gentleman that basically gave us 2 options. Option 1, take a Malaysian airline flight at 8 in the morning or Qatar Airways flight at 8 p.m. the next day. And he listed out what our options were next. Just leaving what time?
Morning,
So
8.
8, so
And what's the airplane? Is it Boeing as well?
I'm not sure for Malaysian Airlines which aircraft they're operating, because I don't have access to their system. It's just that we can rebook on each other since it's one world airline.
okay.
I have to wait for the start because we, as you said, they had already had a flight, so I couldn't get the boarding passes prepared. They wanted to check everyone's passports, and then they will be coming here
And the Qatar Airways is at 8 p.m. yeah?
in the evening. 7:15,
7:15.
19:15, 8 8 to 5 if you take the Malaysian Airlines. You reach around 8:55 Malaysia
PM.
Yes, 20:55.
And so how would the check-in work? Would we have to go through the whole check-in again?
Regarding Malaysian Airlines?
Yeah.
In the morning.
No, that's the reason. We are keeping you waiting here because there will be a Malaysian Airlines representative will come here. I think so he's here. So he will do the check-in for everyone. And once the check-in is done, we'll have the boarding passes with you. So the check-in is done. We'll be providing with meal vouchers because then you can have some refreshments meanwhile over here.
So when is that? In like 4 hours? We need to be there, or? Cause...
Right now,
No, but I mean in 5 hours is the flight, right?
yes, 8 o'clock is the flight.
Will you give us the lounge access?
Okay, you want the
so we
lounge
can-
access? I will get the lounge access.
Yeah, we're
Thank
gonna
you so
need
I
it.
won't be able to accommodate everyone. I'll get only for you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, just so we can
No problem.
try
Have a
to
seat. I'll get the lounge.
Thank you so
also.
much.
Thank you.
sir.
Okay guys, so we are now sat down, and after speaking to one of the representatives, which was actually a really nice guy, gave us two options: to take the Kuala Lumpur flight, which is in like 5 hours time from now, or wait till 7-8 p.m. Wait till 7-8 p.m, which is like another 12 hours or so, or not 18 hours, to get a Qatar Airways flight. And I just think that as much as we want to stay on Qatar Airways, we'll take the Malaysian airline flight. But again, just super disappointed that we have to go through this. For bearing in mind, we booked this because we wanted it to be the best airline in the world, and so far very disappointed that she's coming, sweetie. That halfway through the trip, we've been transferred into a different airline. But yeah, apparently they're going to give us some lounge access and stuff. All right, everyone. So now we are heading over to Al Maha Lounge, which is over here. So we are officially inside Doha Airport, guys, and I must say, the silver lining is we get to see Doha Airport, and it's very nice. But we will share our thoughts shortly about how we really feel about this whole situation over here. It's very not sure how to think about it. I mean, we'll break it down to you shortly. But long story short, we're going to get into a Malaysia Airlines flight, not the Qatar one after here. But yeah, very disappointed to have to do that. But the only silver lining in this whole situation, I guess, was that we get to spend some time in this lovely lounge. And I have to say, the representatives you saw earlier was extremely kind and professional. He laid out all the options for us clearly, and that was something we really appreciated. So for the next 5 hours or so, this lounge became our home. We even spent some time in the quiet room, just trying to get a bit of rest before continuing the journey. All right, so now everybody, we are heading on to the next flight, which is the Malaysian Airlines flight. After having some rest in the area that we were just in, we managed to get like 3 hours rest, maybe 1 hour kind of sleep-in rest, but the rest of it was just basically relaxing and trying to get some energy to get on the next flight. So yeah, let's go now and see what Malaysian Airlines is going to be like. Very unexpected. I thought I'd be flying Qatar the whole way, but let's see how it's going to be. As we finally boarded our next flight, I noticed right away that this was a different aircraft, the Airbus A330-200. Its economy has a 242 layout, which means fewer middle seats compared to a 777. It's definitely not as modern as some of the newer planes out there, but the interesting part is now I'll be able to compare the two aircraft side by side and see which one actually offers a better experience. Hi. Right everyone, we are now on board the Malaysia Airlines, and it seems like it's a bit of an older plane, to be honest with you. We've got the really old school navigation here, quite old school seats as well. They've got like the red designs, but to be honest, it's quite clean, and quite a lot of good leg room as well, which is very cozy and nice. Right, so I must say guys, the entertainment is quite good on the airline, even though it's like an older plane and like a really small screen. As the plane pushed back, we had a smooth liftoff from the runway. Unfortunately, with the 242 seating layout, we weren't by the window this time and ended up in the middle row. But don't worry guys, I still made my way to the back of the plane later to grab some window shots for you guys. One thing I really appreciated was how quickly the crew got to work. The moment the seatbelt sign switched off, they were already moving through the cabin with refreshments, cold drinks served almost instantly, which was such a nice touch. Okay, so guys, I am now in the toilet of this Malaysian Airlines flight, and I must say it is absolutely huge. I'm able to stretch my arm all the way out. I mean, look at the amount of space I've got in here. And I must say, it's actually really clean and really nice for a toilet. Look at all the space you've got here. Got the sink, got some shampoo to wash your hands, got the tissue, got a nice mirror here as well. Yeah, looks good. Really big area in the toilet. I must say, I find the vibe on the Malaysian Airlines flight really friendly. The staff have been really accommodating and just always smiling, which is really nice to see from air hostesses, because usually I know a lot of them are really tired, so they do a good job to put that smile on their face. They've just served some refreshments, which is nice, and they're about to serve some breakfast as well. So the silver lining in this whole experience, I must say guys, is being able to use this where I can just connect my AirPods Max. So I'm going to try it again now on this flight to see if it works as well as it did on the Qatar flight. So it's super simple to stick in, and because it's an old aeroplane, I need to use the adapter here. It's super easy, you just switch it on and it just connects straight away because I've already paired it to my AirPods Max. I can hear like a ding sound come on. As I say, the thing that has excited me the most in this whole experience is the transmitter where I'm able to watch my movies, because it's keeping me sane throughout this journey. And if you guys want to get one for yourself, check the description box below to get your unique deal. It's on the pinned comment and in the description box below.
You want the beef patty with potato or the chicken sausage with egg frittata?
Beef, please.
Beef.
Thank you.
You want me to reserve for her?
Yeah.
Later, whenever she's ready, just call us.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. I just have to give a huge shout out to this flight attendant. He was honestly fantastic throughout the entire journey. Super friendly, always checking in, and really made the flight a lot more comfortable for us. We had a brief chat together at the back of the plane, and he told me he's been flying with Malaysia Airlines for 30 years. That's incredible. It's true dedication to his job. I also shared with him some of my own reservations about flying with Malaysia Airlines, especially given its past tragedies. And he mentioned that he actually had friends on board one of those flights that went missing, which was heartbreaking to hear. But after 3 decades in the sky, he must have seen it all, and it really showed in the way he carried himself on this flight. So we've just got our breakfast served. I chose the beef patties with a side of potatoes and tomatoes. It came with some bread, yogurt, and some side of fruit and water. Let's give this one a go. So we got the beef there. It smells quite nice, to be honest with you. It's like a beef burger. Really tasty. We'll try some of the potato wedges. Got some spinach in there as well. Not bad, to be honest. A nice little breakfast meal. Don't know about burger for breakfast, but it tastes good. I like it. And I'm impressed with Malaysian Airlines. Find out at the end of the video who had the best food in Malaysia and Canada. Okay everyone, we are officially landed now here in Kuala Lumpur airport, and honestly it was quite a surprisingly nice flight. The staff have just been so friendly and attentive, and yeah, just overall experience has been really pleasant. And yeah, I'll share with you my final thoughts of the video about the Qatar experience. And I guess the silver lining was in this video was that we actually got to experience Malaysia Airlines, and I'll explain later as well why we were a little bit hesitant to book that one initially from London Heathrow to all the way to Malaysia, because there was a direct flight, but I'll let you guys know a little bit later why that is. So guys, we're just waiting for our bags to come out now on the carousel. Super swift entrance coming into KL. Just got our stamps into the country. The only thing is they dropped us off in the departures terminal, so we had to take a train to the arrivals area, which took around 10 minutes. Wow, guys, what a crazy 24 hours that was. Honestly, I'm speaking a little bit low right now because Dace and Aya are currently sleeping after such a hectic 24 hours. But just to summarize the whole flight to you guys and give you my full experience. So, do I believe Qatar Airways is the best airline in the world? Well, to be honest, I don't feel like they fulfilled their full potential today, so it's very hard for me to say yes or no. But I've definitely flown other airlines such as Emirates that have felt a lot more premium when it comes to the service and just the way things were. I've flown Emirates for many years and I never had a single delay. Now that could just be a bit of luck or unlucky with Qatar Airways, but I'm just sharing my personal experience. However, just to share my experience of Qatar Airways, how it actually was. So let's start off with the beginning when we were checking in our bags. It could have started off much more pleasant than it did initially. I thought the lady at the front was very abrupt and it was kind of like, the computer says no, so I'm not going to do it. But it was lucky that the manager came over, and to be honest, he was very professional, very kind, and managed to get everything sorted. But just that first impression as a new customer, it would be nice just to have the representatives just to be a little bit more kinder and see if there's something that they can do, rather than just constantly saying no, I can't do anything. Maybe just say, okay, give me a moment, sir, let me speak to my colleague, let's see if there's something we can do for you. You know, instead of just saying no, the computer says no. You know, that type of mentality is just I thought that was gone a long time ago, but obviously not. Most recently, we've flown with British Airways a lot because they're great for families. They're very family orientated. They always give like extra luggage for kids, and they're just very attentive to kids on board. So we just love flying with British Airways. So, however, we just really wanted to try Qatar this time. Now, talking about the actual plane itself, again, I can't really give a full breakdown of Qatar Airways premium service. A, because we were given an older plane, and you know, that's not Qatar's fault or Qatar Airlines fault. It just is what it is. Sometimes I've flown with Emirates and I've had an older plane, for example. It's just luck of the draw. So bearing that in mind, I was a little bit disappointed obviously that I was on an older plane because I couldn't review the full luxury premium feel of the Qatar Airways that all my friends and everybody talks about online, so I didn't get to see it. I would love to experience a Qatar Airways premium flight just to see what it's actually like and if it is worth the hype. I think if there wasn't that delay, which I'm going to move on to in a minute, then things would have been different. Maybe we would have got on the premium flight. But talk of that delay, that really just ruined the whole trip. I mean, the 45-minute layover for a flight coming in from London Heathrow, leaving at 5 p.m, I just think it's too tight, because when flights leave at 5 p.m. from Heathrow, it's one of the most busiest times of travel. So Qatar should know that, you know, with experience, that there's always going to be some form of delay. So if they know that, they should either wait for passengers when we get to Doha, an extra hour or extra half an hour, or increase just their window so people are not stranded for like 7 hours, you know. So that was really upsetting when I got there, because, you know, personally I think maybe if I'm traveling on my own, not with my wife and kid, I would just be like, okay, it's one of those things. But it just felt a little bit more harsh and tougher on us because we were traveling as a family. I mean, there was like so many other people there as well, it wasn't just us. So that's why I felt like Qatar Airways knew how many people were due to be on board of the Qatar flight. So fair enough if it's like maybe 3 or 4 people that missed the connection, they can't wait for 3 or 4 people, okay, understood. But it was almost 100 people waiting to get onto the connection from London Heathrow. So I just feel like they could have just waited that much, just a little bit extra, half an hour, we would have made it, instead of making people wait 7 hours. Yeah, it was just really frustrating. And then just rewinding a little bit, the food on Qatar Airways was actually brilliant, super tasty, a little bit salty, if I must say. The pasta was very salty, and I know when you fly that you have to increase the salt contents a little bit, so that makes sense. But other than that, yeah, I loved the beef that I had. It was delicious, super soft, super tasty. Pasta was still delicious. My only thing is why they brought a spicy dish for my daughter, because kids don't really eat spicy, but maybe that's something they're just trying something new of. So yeah, food was good. It was clean, to be honest, clean airline. I didn't see anything like crazy. I mean, the toilets were always smelling good and always being refreshed every time I went there, so I can't complain there. Now just fast forward a little bit to the delay part. When I actually got to the airport, they handled the issue quite well. They gave us lounge access for the few hours that we had remaining to wait for the Malaysia Airlines flight that I'll get to in just a moment. And they also gave us the other option to take a Qatar flight later in the evening. But we chose to go with Malaysia Airlines. So now I'll move on to Malaysia Airlines. So the reason why we were hesitant to fly with Malaysia Airlines, it's quite simple. It's because of what's happened previously with the missing airplanes and things like that. So we were just really concerned with flying with them, because there still hasn't been any clarity on what actually happened to that missing plane. I just find that a little bit too risky, especially I'm flying with my family. So I just thought I'd fly with a more kind of the most reputable airline in the world, which is supposed to be Qatar. That's why I chose Qatar as well. So I was super disappointed that the airline I tried to avoid was the one that we had to get on in the end. But however, saying that, we actually had an incredible flight with Malaysia Airlines. So I think the silver lining was that we had an incredible experience. I thought the crew on Malaysia Airlines flight was so kind, just so attentive, so professional. And it just felt like, kind of felt like you were in somebody's house, the way they were looking after you. And I really appreciated that. And there was the gentleman on there that was been working there for 30 years, so professional, and really appreciated his service. And they were very quick. So as soon as we were on board, they brought food, they brought drinks. It was very quick out the park, basically. And no delays leaving Doha. It was right on point. It was like a 7.5 hour flight. It went by like a breeze. It was actually really good. But again, I was disappointed in terms of the aeroplane itself. The aeroplane itself, it was an older plane, so a bit disappointed that I didn't get to see the newer one. But just my luck today. So what to do? But yeah, other than that, we landed safely, and yeah, that's the most important thing in the end. And we're here now in Malaysia, one of my most favorite countries in the world. We love it here. And yeah, we're going to be releasing some awesome videos in this country because we love Malaysia so much. We love the food, the culture, the people, and we can't wait to show you more of this country again. So yeah, thanks again guys. Thank you all for watching this video. It's a little bit of a different video because I really wanted to make the best airline in the world video, but it kind of turned out to be a little bit of something a little bit different. But you never know with vlogs these days. You never know what you're going to get, especially with airlines when there's delays and all this stuff. Anyway, super tired everyone. 24 hours. It was supposed to be 14 hours. It's been 24 hours. Anyway, thank you all. If you have made it up until this point, I appreciate you so much. And I'll see you on the next video. If you like the video, please like it. And please subscribe because we're so close to 100,000 subscribers. Sorry, I'm getting my words mixed up because I'm so tired. Anyway, it's time to go. Peace out and good night, everyone.